All right, it's Friday night, and just like every other day, it's an FTP day. So put it in the chats. I do not own the rights to this music. Enjoy. Why does it do that?
Rolling Straws here locally in the community. Make sure y'all go check out Kneecap Body by Jeremy Smokin.
All right, and welcome to Kneecap Biting with Smokin, Jeremy B. I got my guests that are here with me now, and a couple more to pop in shortly. I got Dan, motherfucking Leonard, DC 8091, and Big Dan Davis from Mount Clemens. DC's in Baltimore. Dan is somewhere in Philly or Philly area.
Pennsylvania.
Okay.
I'm in the damn middle of East Bumfuck, Pennsylvania. Damn center. Like 20 minutes.
In the Allegheny Mountains. That's what it is there.
Basically.
All right. And we got Crazy Ken Ballrick going, hey, hey, hey. And we had an interesting comment that came in as soon as I posted that I was going to be going live. It's from NJTC01. Goff now has a backup from Cali who can learn from him. You were all so right to see that neither of the QBs the Lions had could support the starter. Instead, Goff had to spend time bucking them up. I get it, but I don't get it. And I'll explain why as soon as we get to our first subject. Go Lions says, what up, Doe? And Steve Bauer says, hi, guys. Greetings from Flint Town, my hometown.
What's up, Steve?
Hometown, too.
Oh.
That being said, let's get into this. The Lions are at $2.161 million over the cap. Only three options to restructure. Goff and Decker would clear the most. The other is Brockers. What do you think, Dan? Which way would you go?
Unfortunately, I'd have to say Goff. It's the only one that actually would make sense there. Unless there's somewhere else they could nickel and dime a couple of things. I do option Decker to 35 because, they get hurt at a 32 area, like you said earlier. And Brocker, shit, we don't want him now. Why the hell do we want to be tied to him longer?
Right. Next year is where his cap clears where we could cut him, so let's leave it that way. And my friend Joel Davis from Vassar comes in and says hello. DC 8091, what do you think?
Definitely Goff. Decker, why not? We don't have his backup ready. I mean,
Right.
A 33-year-old Decker is going to be better than who do we have now? Skipper, Nelson? Yeah. Without getting another rookie in there within one of these draft picks until we do, definitely Decker. Definitely
and welcome in Richard Head.
Hello, guys.
All right.
Friday night.
Big Dan, what do you think between those three? Who would you restructure if it was you? If you were the GM or Matt Dunstall and had to restructure to clear the cap?
I know Goff and Decker are the most likely of the two, and I'm fine either way, but Goff, because I guess he clears the most, I guess. So I'll take
I
Goff.
agree.
Yep.
Richard?
It depends, because I would say Goff, but the only thing with the restructuring Goff's contract, if you restructure his contract, you're probably keeping him longer. You're not going to draft a young franchise quarterback.
But you still can draft a young quarterback because you can make the last 2 years of it voidable. That's the thing about the restructure. You make the last 2 years voidable so that they don't count. You're only extending his contract actually for what it currently is. He would be here those 3 years.
I probably would go Taylor Decker myself.
Well, Taylor Decker is already contracted out until he's 32 or 33. So if you restructure him, you're going to have him until he's 35.
Yep. Which is fine. I mean, how old is Trent Williams? He's still kicking ass. He's older than 35.
I think he's 32. He came out when he was 21. This is his 11th season.
I didn't realize he came out when he was 21, but yeah. I mean, he's been around forever, but yeah, you can be a very strong tackle until your mid-30s.
John Robinson comes in and says, "Good evening, Smokin' Jay." And Andre Crosby says, "One pride." I personally feel like Goff would clear the most cap. You could actually clear almost $11 million by restructuring him and making the last 2 years voidable. So you're turning it into a 4-year contract, a 6-year contract, last 2 years voidable, get him under $20 million a year. That looks a hell of a lot better on the pocketbook. And if he has a great year, you can restructure it to the good once you have more cap room.
Well, that's true, and you're also not in a rush to. Yeah, I mean, that's very true. You're also not in a rush to, get a young quarterback. I mean, if there's not one you like coming out in this next year, you can wait.
Exactly. We've already built a whole offense around Goff. Why get another quarterback for him to learn it and to rebuild it around him again?
And Facebook user says, if we were to restructure Goff, it would look like Garoppolo's new contract, but not that much money. It would actually be under $20 million. You would clear $11 million if you extended it to a 6-year contract, with the last 2 years voidable, as in no dead cap, whatever. Lions getting no respect. All these media hypes leaving Amon-Ra off second years. Yeah, you're absolutely right, John Robinson. I heard about that, and we may use that as a topic at the end for final thoughts. List of upcoming second-year players. Well, there's a lot of them. That being said, let's move on to the next topic. What's your thoughts of the 53-man roster? DC?
Love it. I have very few, considering the ones that we kept on the practice squad, I have no issues. I think they did a great job.
Joseph Host says, well, hi, Smokin' Jeremy. What's up? All right, Richard, what do you think?
I would give the roster like a C+, B-, just because the offense looks pretty solid, like at least league respectable. The defense, there's just a lot of question marks in that secondary and linebacker positions.
It's more the linebacker than the secondary to me. Because the secondary will play better with more pressure. If you're getting pressure from the front 4 or 5, as they're going to use it, and possibly 6 if they do that 4-2-5 formation.
Mm-hmm.
And Ken Ballrick says, so far, so good. And Nicholas Anthony says, do the players have a say in being restructured? Can they say no? Yes, they absolutely can. And John Robinson says it looks better than the year before. That is the God's honest truth. I mean, that right there.
Exactly.
Last year, our roster was an F. The fact that we're saying C's and even a B- is a huge upgrade.
That roster is a complete difference from last year. And I mean, they're healthy too, which is a big thing.
That's the biggest thing. I mean, the health of last year's roster is what killed it. I mean, that's admitted.
Keegan Ecker, make sure you use StreamYard. That last comment that had Garoppolo contract was me. Absolutely. Now, what I'm saying is, if you do it prior to them playing a game, prior to Goff looking good in season, Now is the time to do it to where you can clear the most cap. If you wait till he's played a few games and try to do it, he's not going to accept that restructure. This is the time. Plus, we have to clear it before September 10th, because if we're over the cap September 11th, you lose your 7th round draft pick.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they had these conversations before they got over the cap.
Lion King, yo, Smoke, should we look at MLB Giants free agent Martinez? If we had any cap room, maybe, but we are $2.161 million over the cap. And the only way you're going to clear any cap to look at him is to restructure Goff. If you restructure Decker, you're only going to clear just enough to be under the cap, because he only has an $18 million salary as it is right now.
I love the roster too. I mean, I just hope Goff stays healthy and we never have to see the backup quarterback come in. Other than that, I have zero complaints.
Mr. Leonard, what do you think? And he's busy, so I'll give my thoughts. I give it a solid C plus. I would say B minus if they had 2 solid starters at middle linebacker. But Leonard, what do you say about the 50? C?
Yeah, like I think the offense honestly is probably like a B plus range right now, without really seeing them play the full first team. The defense scares me. I'm giving them like a C minus, so I'm going to average it out to like a C.
Well, if you got B plus on the offense and C minus there, the middle ground is C plus.
Yeah, I think the defense is closer to D, but I'm just trying to be positive.
The problem with this, Keegan Eckert, we are the youngest team average-wise in the NFL right now, which means everybody's on rookie contracts, which means dead cap hits to trade. That is the problem. And the big dead cap hits are Goff, Decker, Vitae, Brockers. There's no trading them where it clears space. If you cut Brockers, it clears more space than if you trade them.
And cut Brockers' ass.
I said it all along, all off season.
So did I.
That's okay. Oh, wait, I forgot. You did pick up another oft injured Lions player. You got Nick Williams, too, for D tackle.
You know what, though? Nick Williams, like, when he's healthy, the guy's a good player. But he's not fucking healthy.
Yeah, there's the point. Yeah, that's it.
Nick Williams is a good rotational guy. I'll give him that.
Yeah, I mean, when he came in the 4 games he got to play last year, he looked all right.
Yeah, if he can stay healthy, he'll be all right for you guys. So in that role,
we'll see. We don't do very good at having a healthy team for the past, 15 years. We make the Lions look like they've been a healthy team.
Shit. I won't go that far.
What do you think of the practice squad?
I think
Dan, what do you think, Leonard?
All but Tom Kennedy are a bunch of bums. That's where I'm at on it.
Big Dan?
I'm all right with the practice squad. I'm just curious to see if they eventually add, once they clear cap, if they eventually add a quarterback from the waiver wire to it, because I know they usually roll with one in the practice squad.
I think they might stay with 2 for some god-awful reason, but we do have 1 practice squad roster slot to fill. We're at 15 because for some god-awful reason, they brought back Jameer Jefferson, and then they picked up another kicker, Rosas.
Why another kicker? Well, in case of injury, but...
Rosas is a good kicker, too. He's just a bad person.
I know. That's why I'm not high on it.
No issues.
Okay, Lion King, you have to understand. I'm not complaining that we need help with the linebacker room because Aaron Glenn said this defense does not predicate around linebackers. That's why we only have 5 on the roster and 2 on the practice squad. So that's 7 total for off-ball linebackers. Everybody else is DN/OLB. We only use 1 or 2 linebackers in this formation, the way we're doing it. That being said, you have to have cap room to sign him.
Yep.
Not to mention the league's kind of going away from the traditional linebackers, where off the ball linebackers are a key need. I mean, nowadays you need pass rushers and defensive backs.
Uh-oh. You're not going to like this one, Leonard. Keegan Eckert says, sorry, Leonard, but Giants are turning into the Lions rejects. Danny Shelton, I think Snacks, Pippleton, and Williams, and a linebacker I don't remember.
Well, we had Snacks first. We had Danny Shelton first. So wouldn't that make you guys kind of trying to be Giants late at that point first?
And we had you had Romeo Aquara first.
And we had Romeo Aquara first. Yeah, we got that bum ass Kenny Galladay. Yeah.
We're just trading our bums back and forth.
I guess that's what bad teams do.
Exactly.
And Galladay too.
Facts.
Giants are trying to get rid of Galladay, but they can't.
They can't,
No one's
though,
picking up that
because it's
contract.
that dead cap. They got to have somebody eat money. They got to eat at least $9 million of that money, so it actually makes them money.
Jeremy, off the top of your head, do you know anyone who would have the cap space for that? Because I don't.
No.
Jaguars.
Oh my God! I can't believe this guy actually commented this. Our favorite fake profile. Tim Boyle comes in. Hey guys, they signed Nate Sutfeld. I'm better. No, you're not. Shut
Not
up.
even close.
You know what? I may say Tim Boyle's better. I may go that route, and he's bad, but he might be better than Suckfield.
No.
PFF score for the preseason. Nate Sutfeld was 30th in the NFL. Do you know what Boyle was? 78.
Is that dead last?
No.
Damn close.
No. 3 times 32 is 96. So he was close.
You can do math
I can do math.
without taking off your shoes?
Yes. I think we are all confident in the decision this staff makes. We can see the plan, play Detroit football. That's the ID.
Yep.
What do y'all think about the addition of Jones and what impact will Bugs have? Well, Bugs already showed an impact in that Colts game when he played, and he also played with the ones after that because he was getting after it. He'll be lining up as the DT2.
Yeah.
Keegan Eckert, last time I heard anything about the Giants trade rumors is that they were looking to trade Slayton and Tony. Yeah, that was earlier this offseason, and they didn't get any offers for either one.
They're still looking to move Slayton. They've had a couple calls about him, but they're just trying to get anything out of him. And they can't move Tony because of his contract. We don't have the cap room. And they think he'll play week 1 right now.
Oh, he actually healed up this offseason.
Okay.
Sounds like home over there. The sound
Yeah.
of Flint.
Yeah,
I
welcome
hear
to
it.
Baltimore. Sorry.
Lion King. Okay, well, Alex Anzalone still pimped the green sticker. I think they're going to use Anzalone in rotation. I think it's going to end up being Rodrigo and Barnes. And I'd be okay with that.
That might be towards the end of the year. They're going to need a few reps to get in there. And
I think it's going to be like by week 3 because Anzalone's going to miss some running backs again.
Or those
That was
amazing
a-
arm tackles like we saw in that preseason game.
That
Right.
was vicious. That was just nasty.
Hey, Rodrigo didn't miss those tackles, but Annalise did.
No, but the one where he choke slammed him,
Yeah,
that was a nasty tackle.
yeah. So this is the time where it's time to pay the bills. A1 Tire and Auto Repair, 3 locations to serve you. There is the one on Old Coquitlam Road in Coquitlam. There is the one on Genesee Street in Saginaw. And then there's the one where I work, where I'm right outside of, here on Broadway in Bay City. Come on in. We have great used tires at great prices and great prices on new tires too. New tires have to be ordered ahead of time, and they have a 1 to 2 day turnaround. Next up is Mad Lab Custom Creations. That's Dan Leonard. He's the guy. He does great jobs doing custom paint jobs on mini helmets or full-size helmets that have been autographed, or even if they're not autographed, he'll work on them too. Check him out on Facebook at the same name of the page.
See.
He does some dope ass shit, and if I was at home, I'd be showing my helmets.
I'm too lazy to walk back there and get them.
I know. Don't worry about it. That Bengals one you're working on, though, is fire.
Because he's my favorite player in the entire league. That's why I'm freaking make sure it's great.
Oh, it's my favorite quarterback to talk about. It's Bustin' Fields. I'm coming to wreck you guys. Your defense can't handle mobile QBs. Your O-line can't handle defenses.
If you make it to us, even make it to that game by then.
He has to make it out of
The
week
question
one.
is, can you get
We're
past
playing San
defensive
Fran.
line?
When injuries hurt us, we have our edge rushers that can play linebacker. We have both Aquaras, Hutch, Austin Bryant that can be moved at times. Don't forget, we got Josh Pascal coming back. And for the offense, J-Mo.
Yep.
And then Jerry Jacobs for secondary. That's when the secondary shores up. Mike Hughes, Will Harris, and company will platoon in and out of that secondary in the slot positions. It'll be Okuda and Orenwarie at the outside. Victor Lester says, "What's up, fellas?" All injured players. Yeah, I just said they'll be back by week 4 to tear you a new asshole in week 8.
And you will more than likely be injured by then yourself, Fields.
You might be injured before the third quarter of week 1.
Yeah.
He's playing San Fran. San Fran's defense should just destroy the Bears' offensive line.
Yeah, that's going to be an ugly game. We might not see Fields this
I
year.
wonder. Right now they got the over under at 10 points. I think by the time it's game time, it may move to 24.
In the NFL, that's a hell of a spread too.
Yeah, for week 1, you almost never see double-digit point spreads.
No,
What was it against us last year? Because they have to look worse than us, and with a young and fragile quarterback on top of it.
Young and fragile.
He's a running quarterback. He's going to get killed. I mean,
Maybe.
And Justin Murdoch says, "I still think the Lions get a home opener win against the Eagles. You can call me crazy. I just think they are going to be fired up for this game."
agreed.
I hope they are, but I just right now I'm still taking the Eagles on it.
I think it's going to be a close game either way. But if the Eagles start out the way they did last year, and we start out the way we start with the 49ers, we win that game.
Yep.
Because
be hungrier.
the first 5 games of the season before they played us, because we played them in what, week 6, wasn't it?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, week 6. It was, yeah. So week 6, they came in, and all of a sudden they had a run game.
Yep.
And
They didn't have one the first 5 weeks.
that's true, but they loaded up on so many edge rushers. This is going to be a serious test for our offensive line.
You
right out of
realize
the
they
gate.
have a bottom 10 wide receiver room?
Yep. Which ain't going to do any good with a mobile quarterback. Ain't going to help them.
And Go Lion says, "Can you feel and see the difference this year? It isn't a feeling we haven't ever felt, more than the Caldwell years." Absolutely. There's way more positivity this year than there ever was with Caldwell. I said it a million times. They should have extended Schwartz for those 3 years.
Agreed.
Because he had a bad year, because the whole offense started to fall apart that last year, and the defense wasn't doing what they were supposed to do. We were one of the most penalized teams in the league. It was a multitude of things that went wrong on why he had a bad season for Schwartz's last year as a head coach.
And that salary cap was fucked. I mean, you spent what, 40% or some ungodly number on your defensive line and 2 players on offense, and tried to mix everything in from there.
Yeah. Is it Jalen's? Yes, it is Jalen's. And Joseph Murdoch, I agree. Go Lions. It feels different, and I've been watching Lions since they've been playing in Tiger Stadium.
Well, yeah, maybe.
Kudos to you. You might have been alive the last time they won a championship like my dad.
1902.
It does feel like they actually have competency in like the front office and coaching staff for a change.
Yep.
John
But
Kaplan,
the only-
go Lions. Week 1's going to sharpen us up for the season, whether we win or lose.
Yep. We'll be playing our ass off that game regardless of win or loss. That's going to be a nasty game.
You know, the only thing I care about week 1 is that the Panthers beat the shit out of the Browns and Baker Mayfield goes.
I want to see it. I want to see that so bad. And with Jacoby Brissett throwing the ball, if you remember what it was like when they had almost 28 yards, 100 yards rushing between 3 running backs and couldn't win games because of Brissett.
Yep.
It would be nice to see Baker Mayfield come out and
receiving.
Have a Peyton Manning type moment where he just throws 6 touchdown passes against the Browns.
Yep. And throw them all to DJ Moore.
And Go Lions says, remember, AG buried the tape after the Philly game. He remembers, and we looked better afterwards. Absolutely. Yep. Every week they started tackling better, except for Annalise. And Will Harris and Dean Marlowe.
Isn't Dean
John
Marlowe
Robinson said Jalen Hurts is a poor man's Lamar Jackson and a broke man's Justin Fields.
Oh, nice. Nice.
And Frank Samani says, we got to get after Hurts like we did Lamar Jackson. And most of all, we got to establish the run somehow, despite their D-line. We actually didn't have a bad run game that game. It was Lynn's poor play calling in the passing game that hurt us.
Exactly. I mean, if we can control Baltimore last year, we can control Philly this year.
I have been talking to this Browns fan that thinks they're going to be like 5 and whatever when they get there, and Deshaun Watson's going to run the table to get him to 11 games. I can't wait till week 13 when Watson comes back and gets destroyed by Davis Mills.
Dude, I love Davis Mills, a big ass giraffe neck. Dude could deep throw to 6 foot sub.
I can't wait till he gets benched for being ineffective. That would be hysterical.
Oh, and welcome in Detroit Dom, who's going by 6 deep is how us G's ride.
I bet none of y'all even get that reference.
Nope.
Well, there's 6 of us here. That's what I was going with.
That's even better.
I thought he was talking about his 6 centimeters deep.
Ooh,
yeah.
That's rough. That's rough.
Millimeters at best. I'm missing a whole pack of cigarettes, and it has me noided, but whatever. Here we are.
Okay, and Keegan Eckert says, how's it going, Dom?
I'm good. I'm finally home, minus my cigarettes, but, we're good.
Dom, you don't need the brown leaves. You need the green leaves, man. They're way better for you.
Okay, Dom. When we waved Blau, and he was picked up by another team, the dead cap hit us. Because remember he had that fully guaranteed contract this year, so we ended up with a $1 million dead cap hit.
So what you're saying is it's costing us money for him to give away secrets from our playbook.
Yes,
correct.
Yep.
Whatever. We're still that first game against Minnesota's there, right?
Yep.
Right. We'll win that one, I think.
And Lion King says, Lion King, we win week 1, and the Eagles will be hard to stop. We lose, it will be devastation. I don't think it's that bad.
No.
I week 1, win or lose, it really does not predicate the rest of your season. It's an 18-week season.
It doesn't
There's
matter.
16 more games. It doesn't matter. What matters is how we get beat. If we get housed like we did that time, that may demoralize everybody.
Exactly.
And I mean,
we don't want to get housed, especially week 1. But take your pick. Honestly, I don't even really care. Yes, I would rather beat the Eagles, but you get one. After 2 weeks, we'll be 1-1. I promise.
Absolutely. Completely
Maybe
agree.
2-0, but probably 1-1.
There's no scenario I
And-
see short of Goff getting injured where they're 0-2.
Why
My
would you
dad
even
get
say
one of those
that out
games.
loud?
Oh, back to your guys' 6 centimeters, 6 millimeters comment. My dad says his famous line: "A quarter inch less, and I'd have been a girl." Michael Huck said the Eagles have one of the best O lines. I'm interested in seeing how Hutch does against them. And John
do.
Robinson says, "LOL, Ken." Well, considering we have one of the best O lines, and Hutch has been doing pretty goddamn good in practice against ours.
Yep. And we have the blitz packages. We can run against them, move them all over the place.
Oh, Joseph Murdoch
I
says,
agree.
I wasn't around for the
agree.
50s championships. My pops was, and he talked them about as much as he could.
Yep.
And Jordan Davis, you shouldn't never pass me. Frank Ragnow has his hands full. I mean business. I'm as scared of you as I am the Tim Boyle guy.
Hey, Jordan, this ain't college no more. These guys are as big as you.
No, they're not.
Not as
Frank
big as Jordan.
Ragnow's
No.
what, 6'5", 6'6", 300 plus? What's Jordan, 6'7", 6'6", 330? He's not much smaller.
Ragnow's not that tall.
He's 6'5".
He's like-
He's a big boy. I don't care how big he is. One thing I can say for sure that he is a top 5 center in the NFL.
Easily.
Yep.
And
And
look
John
at the guards
Robinson-
next to him.
Remember
And
when Salah was the
say this
best coach
often,
pick? No, I
But
don't.
I'm going to say thank you,
Yep.
Bob Quinn, for drafting
Yep.
Frank Ragnow.
Yes. Thank you for actually getting us Decker and Ragnow. And even though he was garbage at right tackle, and after he was restructured, it looks much better. Thank you for getting us Vitae for right guard.
I think Decker was the tail end of Mayhew.
Nope, that
Oh,
was
oh,
Bob
that was
Quinn's
Quinn's
first
first
pick.
year.
Quinn's first
There's
pick.
Quinn's first pick.
Yep.
I like Taylor Decker, but I don't like him as much as a lot of fans do.
I remember that draft. I was at the bar with my uncle. It was we were watching Decker, then Ashawn, and then I think it was Glasgow.
Like, I don't think it was necessarily a bad reach, but what it was the only tackle drafted in that first round that hasn't made a Pro Bowl. But I think that changes this year.
Easily.
Plus, Decker cost us Graham Glasgow.
I bring along a plethora of help. Cox, Graham, Sweat. Yep, so do we. We got Charles here.
You're going to need them.
Hassan Reddick. They didn't even mention him was.
And Jonah Jackson. That's right. He was a Quinn pick.
Mhm. Oh yeah. Oh, that was a great pick.
For those
Especially where we
offensive
got
linemen
him.
are Quinn picks.
I like. There's another one that's I'm drawing a blank on his name, but I like Ohio State interior linemen better than tackles.
Yep. Well,
And I mean, to be
Williams
honest,
is a hell of a
it's not
tackle.
Decker's fault that he hasn't made a Pro Bowl. He was playing Pro Bowl level when Glasgow was on his side, but then Rick Wagner was so bad at right tackle that they moved Glasgow over to help him, and then it was a turnstile at left guard. And you know, the guy that you play next to matters because sorry, not sorry. And Jonah is sweet, but he did play next to Penei Sewell for how many games?
8.
Right.
And Vitae played next to him for the other 8 that Penei Sewell played because he missed one due to COVID.
But Rashawn Slater is better than Penei Sewell, right?
Yes.
no way.
No, I'll take Penei Sewell.
If he's better,
He was only better because of the guard next to him.
it's not a cuss word, so I'm going to say it. If Rashawn Slater's better than Penei Sewell, it's by exactly 1 cunt hair.
Yes.
And he also didn't get moved around
Yep.
left, right, left, right, left, right. Like, I still, another reason I'm not super thrilled, because the fact that we still have Decker,
Raptor.
you drop Sewell and then you put him out of position.
Bob Quinn, I heard my name.
What's he doing now? He's got a job somewhere, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's with the Browns orchestrating trades.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's-
is he partially to thank for that?
He's probably to thank not only for trading
Oh, I
for
didn't know he
Watson,
was
but
that
giving him
young.
that thing.
Executive consultant.
And Murdoch says, of all the boneheaded crap Quinn did, you got to give him credit for Ragnow and Taylor Decker and Jonah Jackson and Vaitai. Those are all Quinn's guys.
For those
I'm
offensive
sorry
lines are Quinn
for the
guys.
time that we had him, Kenny Galladay.
Yep.
Yeah.
You can have it back.
No, thank you. And he says,
No.
Hey.
now,
Wasn't it
let's
Bob Quinn who
detract
brought
that.
in Marvin Jones?
Yep. Bob Quinn brought in Marvin
he did get
Jones.
Marvin Jones. He also traded Golden Tate before we lost him for nothing. He also stole Snacks, and it's not Bob Quinn's fault that we didn't change our scheme. He should have traded Marvin Jones once it became clear we weren't going to re-sign him, and I figured that he would after what he did with Tate.
But he was in the win now mode, so he had to keep him.
Yep.
His mistake was the rocket scientist.
Yeah, that's the biggest mistake Bob Quinn ever made. It was hiring his
Don't hire your friends.
Matt Petrascia.
Don't hire your friends. I was just talking to a guy about this, and we would have been better off hiring Matt Patricia instead of Jim Caldwell.
No, we'd have been better off extending Schwartz and never hiring Jim Caldwell, and then going straight to Dan Campbell. Then going straight to Dan Campbell. Because
I'm just saying, had we hired Patricia instead of Caldwell, at least the Patricia era would be further in the rear view. That's the only reason.
Go Lions says Quinn should have fired Matty P. I agree. He should have never hired him. Warren G. Brady wrote it best, and he used it as a glowing review of Dan Campbell in 2018. How Dan Campbell should have been the coach of the Lions instead of Matt Patricia, because he took a ragtag bunch of guys and made them win 5 out of 12 games when he was the interim head coach for Miami. The fact he had been under the tutelage of Sean Payton as assistant head coach for already a couple of years after that. He said that we should have hired him instead of Matt Patricia, but he never came out and went for an interview, and we never called him.
I think ultimately he probably would have failed because there was already so many. Well, no, I mean, instead of, I was going to say he would have failed with all those Patricia players, but if he gets hired instead of, I mean, it's hindsight.
Yep.
And John Robinson says,
I'm sticking to my story.
And if Patricia joins this chat, it will be epic. It will be.
Oh,
he'll be here. Just wait. He comes in every week now. We trash him every time. It's fun. Matt Patricia. I'm waiting for it. And Big A.
I hope he's.
Hey, we're ready to shut down that Eagles offense Sunday. I hope you knocked off the rust, buddy. That's all I got to say.
Yep. Hope you can tackle.
What I want to know is
going to be tackling receivers.
Who? I mean, technically, AO was.
And guys, that story about me is not
Did you
true.
see about that?
Yeah.
I mean, technically, AO is still the one, right?
He's the one. Okuda's the 2, and then it's rotate out for the 3 and 4.
Right. Do they put?
It's going to be on matchups. I mean, one or
do
two.
They put him on Brown exclusively, or are him and Okuda just going to play sides of the field?
I would think
I don't know. And I don't think any of us really know. It's like, what do you guys think?
Against Hurts, I'd almost take sides based on Hurts' running. And based on Hurts, I'd rather take the chance of Hurts making an incomplete pass than Hurts running. So I would definitely put AO on sides that he would be more he would have the higher run tendency for in that situation.
I would say the opposite. I trust Okuda against the run more than AO.
I'm sorry. I meant Okuda. I apologize. I meant Okuda. Yeah,
Caldwell should have never been a head coach at the time. He was over his head and riding the rise of when he was with the Colts. Absolutely.
He never should have been a head coach in the first place.
He should have been an offensive coordinator, which is where he excelled.
I can't get his deer in the headlight to walk out of my head.
You mean we hired a guy to be the head coach that was no better than a coordinator? That never happens.
Okay, I'm going to say this right now. And you can say what you want about Caldwell. We got to the playoffs twice under him. That's more than the guy before him and
With-
the guy after him.
With a talented team.
That he
Don't-
ran into the
He still did
ground.
better. He has but he has still done better than Campbell has so far. He did better than Schwartz. And he did
With
better
a
than
much
Patricia.
with much
That
more
was where they come
talent
from
and a
behind
weak
wins.
schedule. And one of those years that we made the playoffs, Aaron Rodgers missed 7 or 8 games, and we
It's
still moonwalked into the playoffs.
That's the NFL. It's still, that's all you can't. That still counts. He had 2 playoff
Okay, but look
appearances
at
in
it
3
this
years.
way: what
4 years.
is, and if you don't know this, I'm gonna if you don't know it, I'm gonna tell you. If you remind you, what was Jim Caldwell's biggest weakness?
There he is. It's Matt Patricia saying, "Hey guys, I think I want back in."
Hell no.
Jim
God,
Caldwell's
no.
biggest weakness was in-game decision making and making adjustments at halftime.
Yeah, he was way too conservative.
And if he was that good, he would have been a head coach after we let him go, but he ended up in
That's
the
it.
XFL.
Right
I'm
here.
not,
This
I'm not
is the
saying
truth.
he was like. I'm not saying he was a fantastic head coach, but if you look at the last 4 Lions head coaches so far, he has the best record out of all 4 of them.
Okay, so he's the best of the worst.
That's
He's
what I'm
the
getting
least.
at.
He's the least terrible.
Yeah, but
It was
that's
a
what I'm
bad
getting
hire
at.
to start with.
Yep.
Bad hire.
Go Lions says Caldwell equaled no fire. The only people that wanted to play for him was the offense.
We haven't had an opportunity. I mean, it goes further back than I can remember. And even if Jeremy or one of you other older gentlemen can remember, when's the last time we hired a head coach with some legitimately good head coaching experience in the NFL? It doesn't happen.
When we did, they were past their prime and washed up.
Caldwell Mariucci.
Kane Wayne was a coordinator
Bobby
when we
Ross.
hired him. Yeah, we saw how that worked out. He made Barry retire.
Mike Martz.
Exactly. No, I'm just going over the examples of
Martz
ones
was
that we
never the
did.
head coach, though. He
Martz
took a
was
coordinator job.
coordinator.
And
I know,
Mike
under
Martz wasn't a
Mariucci.
good head coach either. You know what Mike Martz had? Hall of Fame quarterback, Hall of Fame receiver, Hall of Fame running back, and soon to be a second Hall of Fame receiver.
And Amani
Offensive
Oramari
line,
says,
too.
"You will get the Amani O that I was last year, but I will be even better." I'm praying.
I don't see it.
And Killer Cook says, "Make sure y'all smash the like button." Haha, 14 people in here and only 8 likes.
Be right
Thank
back.
you there.
Bathroom break.
Yep. With the roster Schwartz put together, after that, anybody could been any team above 500. And they're right. Between Schwartz and Mayhew, that defense that they put together was nasty. But you know what? When we got an offensive-minded coach, slowly but surely, all those great defensive players wanted to leave or they got hurt.
I will say, though, he's saying that with the roster that Schwartz put together, okay, well, why did Schwartz go at least 10 or 11-5? Where was Schwartz? Schwartz went 10-6 one year. He made the playoffs 1 year.
And we were also the most penalized team the next 2 years in a row, which is why there was constantly a downfall. The offense staled out because he was a defensive coach. The defense was doing great. The offense sucked. Because once Scott Linehan left, that offense was a shell of itself. We ended up with Joe Lombardi.
That was
I
I remember.
was just talking about him earlier, too.
Joe
The grandson of the second best head coach of all time, still effing us from beyond the grave. He's the reason we took Eric Ebron, I think. I'm the
And
reason
Quinn
that
Cook
Eric
comes in
Ebron
and
left
says,
Facebook.
"Hey, JB, good to see you, Quinn." Lion King, we will beat my Bears twice and 1 each, Green Bay and Vikings. That's 4 wins with the ones we're supposed to and upset at least 2. 11 wins and a wild card berth. If we get 11 wins,
Holy God.
we might be rivaling Green Bay because they've got the toughest schedule out of the North other than the Bears. The only reason why the Bears got a tough schedule is because they have a crap roster.
That's not
If we get
unrealistic.
11 wins, when we won our first game last year, wasn't I know we were in the slate gray uniforms, but didn't Goff and Dan Campbell hug right at the end of the game?
Yes, sir.
If we get 11 wins and then a playoff win, erect a statue of Jared Goff and Dan Campbell hugging. I would have no issue.
Yep, exactly.
But hey, last year
Then
we
you got to
were,
give Goff the bag.
We're going to be a better on offense or defense in the game against Philly. I think we're going to be better on
Defense.
both than we were last year.
Well, God, I
overall.
hope so.
Because we were god awful on defense and we weren't that good on offense. The only thing we had going was the running game, and it didn't quite get 100 yards.
Right. Plus, we were down by so much we had to abandon it.
Right.
We'll be better at both because we're going to beat them 31-10.
oh, that's ballsy.
I mean, if you look
man.
we can keep Hurts in the pocket. I don't think he's that great of a passer. It's his ability to run that makes him
He's
When
better.
the Kurtz throw it, we have them beat.
And they have, I mean, their O-line is good, and they have pretty decent running backs. Just Miles Sanders gets hurt. But when he's healthy,
he's nasty.
He's like 5 yards a carry. He's like a Swift type guy. He'll have a high yards per carry, but he can't handle a bunch of carries, much like Swift.
Okay, we got 2 top 5 O-lines going into this matchup according to every metric. That's the Philly O-line and the Detroit O-line. That D-line is a top 10. It's not number 1.
Oh, no, it's not number 1, but it's easily a top 10.
It's easily
Philly
a top
just
10.
has a really good roster and probably the best cornerback tandem in the NFL.
Yeah, with Bradbury and Slay.
And
And then they picked up
at Chauncey Gardner Johnson or whatever his name is.
Yeah, but he's more of a slot dime back type
I
of
was going
guy.
to say he has to be a nickel.
I think he's the dime back on that roster because they're rookie that played last year.
It's why I say I think the Lions are going to lose this game, not by a lot, but they're going to lose. I could see where they can win, and I can see where they can lose. I see both sides of it. I'm being a realist. I'm not trying to go all hype on it. And you've heard me, Richard, say, we might lose this by like 4 points, which technically means the Lions cover the spread with a push. Raven, Crabtree, what do you think?
I think the Lions will win it 38-20.
Woo!
Not bad.
I would love to see it.
I'm only saying that because my dad's a Lions fan, and he would beat my ass if I went against the Lions.
Win or lose, it'll be a close game, like Jeremy was saying earlier, I think.
I will say, even if they lose against Philly, I see them beating Washington. I don't see them starting off 0-2 under no circumstances.
No way.
All right. Killer Cook says, man, I don't know. The Eagles may be the hardest challenge for us, to be honest. No, the hardest challenge is the Bills.
The Bills.
Yeah.
The Bills have a way better roster than what the Eagles have. The Eagles just have the best roster in the NFC East.
And a much better quarterback.
No. Time out. The Eagles have the best roster on paper.
The Eagles have
That whole roster.
Eagles have a very good roster.
Yes.
The Bills is
Eagles
better.
have O-line, broken arm, just announced.
Nice.
Is he a starter, left tackle? What?
Who is it there, Lion King? Let us know who it is in the comments.
Whoever it is going to.
And Joseph Murdoch, Schwartz was undisciplined as a head coach, and he had a neck to have a very aggressive D-line. His mouth got him fired. WCF was insulted by Schwartz and how much he ran his mouth.
Because WCF sucks.
That's
He's
true.
The goddamn worst beta
David
male.
The worst owner in professional sports history.
He's just a beta male.
Fact.
My God, what kind of a pussy do you need to be?
So bad. Well,
Wow.
wait, that's what?
MCDC, complete lack of... Okay, Schwartz, fire, lack discipline. Caldwell, respect, lack fire. Matty P, ego, lack himself. Complete lack time for MCDC? What do you mean by that?
What does that mean?
Hopefully that he's only had one season under him.
I mean, the rest of it I'd agree with.
I don't even think they count that
Trayvon
first season
Walker
against Campbell.
We can't pass on you if you're picked first.
Traded.
No.
I wish Trayvon Walker and the Jags all the best on their second to last season playing home games in Crepsonville. Because guess what? Wembley Stadium, that's your next fucking parking spot.
Right.
Yeah,
that's the
Facebook
plan.
user, we could, but
Yeah.
you know, don't get all excited if we go 3-0.
There's 3 winnable games.
And Joseph Merrick, no way, I'm sticking with my guts on this game. I just got to believe. And he goes, the Bills are the best roster.
Mm-hmm.
Not on paper, with proven statistics.
Bills are the best roster. Pats are the best coach.
Correct.
That's just the way it's going to be. I mean, no one's ever going to be Belichick.
I am not seeing.
You know what's going to be really sad? Well, not sad because it's 3 wins, but when we beat everyone else in that division except the Jets, and we will.
All right.
Okay,
Okay, so what do you think of the 53-man roster, Dom, as a whole? What letter grade would you give it?
You know, I've looked at it a bunch of times, and then I've had to go look at other things to see, like, okay, who got cut that I didn't want to get cut, and there was only maybe 1 or 2 guys where I was like, okay, why did we cut him instead of? It's pretty much what I expected. I would give it I can't give it an A or even an A minus. B or B plus. Less.
Yeah, you got to think about the defense. The defense, I give it a C minus. The offense, I give it a B plus. Overall, I say C plus.
I think we kept a couple, and I mean literally just one. We kept 1 or 2 more, regardless of whether or not I thought we should keep the particular player. I just think we kept a couple more bodies on offense than we should have, and should have kept defensive players.
Well,
but, we cut Parker, but we brought him back. We cut Davis, but we brought him back. It makes me mad that we didn't keep enough money. Like, you know, what if we really did want to go sign a Malcolm Brown? We didn't have the money. We can't hear you, Dan. Oh, you're muted. Unmute yourself, Dan. There you go.
Yeah, I'm all right with the roster. I'm not sure if Suckfelt is the significant upgrade Campbell was talking about, but he's better than Boyle and Blau, I guess. So I just hope we never see the backup. That's all I'm saying about that.
That's the thing, and I've been saying this. Like, if Goff gets hurt, we're fucked.
Yeah.
All right. Lion King comes back and says, Andre Dillard, offensive tackle, broken forearm, doubtful for week 1.
He's a backup.
Nice.
Yep. Okay, Joseph Murdoch says Campbell has the staff. It's all about the staff.
I would agree.
Yep.
This is
Mike
the best
Valenti,
staff
if you
we've
think
had.
they will beat the Eagles, you're drunk. Philly to 38, Detroit 14. Oh, Mike Valenti, go back to New York and talk about the Giants.
That's
Does anyone
ridiculous.
take that fucking
You know
dickhead
what?
seriously?
You can say what you want about Valenti, but he's knowledgeable. Of course he says ridiculous stuff because he's trying to get ratings. He wants this team to do better. He's not even a fan, but he's forced to cover them. You know what I mean?
We went over cuts on Wednesday, and the only reason why I'm disappointed with it, I'm going to say the Blau cut because of the 1 million dead cap. That hurt way more than everybody thinks. Even though Blau is not a good quarterback, he should have been with the original waves and brought right back to the roster so we didn't get the dead cap hit. But because they waited for him to be on the 53-man roster, it killed this dead cap.
Yeah.
We got to get back under the cap by restructuring a guy or two.
Facebook user says, who is the third string QB? We don't have one.
Nobody.
We have one roster spot open, and I'm praying to the gods that is Brad Holmes to say, UDFA, Eric Barriere, the guy that won the second game for the Michigan Panthers in the last week of the season.
It'd be great, but I mean, we got what we got from the football gods with Shark.
MCDC will go down as the number 1 head coach in Detroit history. If we win any playoff games with him, he will.
Well, I mean, he's got a long way to go as far. I mean, the greatest coach in our history had either a 500 or a 1 game under 500 record. But as I've said, the main thing I want to see Dan Campbell do is coach a lot of games.
Yep.
The main thing I want to see Jared Goff do is play a lot of games.
Yep, I want to see him play all 17.
Oh, well, yeah, that obviously, but I mean 17 times 5.
Yep.
And to clear cap, there's only 3 restructures we could do. That's one of my topics there, Goff. It's Goff, Decker, or Brockers. Goff has a $31.5 million cap hit. Decker's is 18.3 and Brockers is 8.1. So
I don't want to mess with Goff's contract anymore. Just in case, worst case scenario. That's all I'll say.
yeah, but he's by far the youngest one. If you restructure him now, that takes him to 34 at most, which is still in the prime of his career.
I think
And
him
right now
Decker
we got
are like the same age.
Coach Mike Jones. Welcome to the building.
Hey, what's going on? What's going
Not
on?
much. You saw that the Lions are $2.161 million over the cap now, right?
No, I didn't.
So I
So
have to be
there's
the one to
only
say it?
yep.
Who?
So the
Mike
bad
Jones!
Mike Jones,
Yes, Mike Jones. It's the Wolverine.
the Wolverine from Detroit Lions on the prowl.
Oh, you're
One
right.
of the
Goff
places
is
that
younger.
gave me my Goff is younger than all of them.
Decker's already 29.
Yes. So if
Yeah,
we
he's
restructure,
the elder statesman on the O line.
yes, if we
Yep.
restructure
Like
him,
3
you're
years.
taking him to 35 or 36. I would rather restructure Goff because then that takes that. You can clear more money restructuring Goff right now before he plays one regular season game and get him for way less.
What sort of stipulations have to happen as far as getting the money? Like if someone retires, you're not on the hook for their contract, or are you?
You get on the hook for their signing bonus and the dead cap hit.
Okay, well, maybe we get Brockers to restructure like with a gun to his head if necessary.
That means you got to keep him another year. Heck no.
Oh, no. Not when he restructures his contract with a gun to his head.
Yeah, but you can only clear as much cap as you need to just get under. That's what I'm
True.
getting at.
Brockers
If you want to make
is-
if we want to make a move and the free agent that all these guys want to get is Blake Martinez, even though he's injury prone, it would be a great 1-year prove it deal. If you want to clear enough cap to get someone like him, the only one that clears enough cap is Goff.
True. I mean, Brockers is the biggest black mark on Brad Holmes' record.
Unmute yourself, Coach.
Yeah,
What do you think?
I was gonna say, man, you can't you. I hope nobody. I haven't been listening to the show. I just got done doing shopping. I hope nobody's on the let's trade Jared Goff bandwagon. I hope that's not.
No, nobody's on the trade. Nobody's
Okay.
talking trade.
We've never even talked about that ever.
Nope.
Okay,
That would just be stupid.
No, I'm
Good.
on restructure and keep him here longer.
Okay, good.
We're-
So that bandwagon has passed. Okay,
Right.
good.
I never even knew it was a thing.
I mean, there's a lot of hater fans that wanted him traded in the beginning of the offseason, but
if
after they
someone
saw
made us
all
an
the
offer we
film
couldn't
in
refuse,
practice, some of
but
them
who would do
guys,
that? Who would do that for Jared Goff?
Wait. I was trying to explain to you what he's talking about.
Go ahead.
All at the beginning of the offseason, you saw it a million times. Everybody wanted us to trade Goff and go get one of the guys that was available, correct?
Kenny Pickett.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
Okay. And then after they watched all the videos of him in practice hitting people downfield, making deep throws, they're like, oh, he's got a deep arm? Yeah, he always had a deep arm. All you got to do is go back and watch the film from 2018. The problem is the Rams in 2019 and 20 had no one that could create separation downfield.
And no offensive line.
No.
the-
That is not the reason.
this is the man that once outdueled Patrick
Coach
Mahomes.
trying to fuck him.
And the coach was jealous because he said he wanted to pipe his girlfriend, so that didn't help at
Probably
all.
did.
Yeah.
I'm sure he
Hey,
did.
that's one of the reasons why freaking Amir Smith-Marsette's not with the Vikings anymore, because he wanted to pipe Justin Jefferson's girlfriend.
Fact
Fact is,
Bob Quinn,
Jared Goff
wait.
got to the Super Bowl. Go ahead,
Look at
Jimmy.
this. Bob Quinn, Jeremy, the guy we should pick up is ex-Chicago Bear, Crisis Tonga, DT 26, and a surprise cut. You know what I think about that? I think you should stick to scouting O-line.
If he's not good enough for the Bears roster, no.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
I was just going to say that.
Right. I
Goff
was going to
should
say,
be
who would
cut.
even be.
Oh, wait. Goff should be cut and take a $25 million cap hit over his salary. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
This guy's trolling.
Quinn.
I know he is.
I mean, if someone made us an offer to refuse, an offer we couldn't refuse for Goff, I would take it. But the only team I can think of that would be dumb enough to do that,
Seahawks
2 years ago, would have been Chicago. And you can't trade him in the division because then he would just light us
Seahawks
up.
this year. Geno Smith or Jared Goff.
Yeah.
Ew, pull the trigger.
You know what?
And they got the cap. And they got the trade.
Their O-line
I'm
is
just
bad,
saying,
but I mean,
if there was anybody that could offer a package where Brad Holmes would even consider it, that's the team. They got all the fucking first round picks right now.
Houston
Am I
has
wrong?
even more.
Houston does have
Seattle's the other
Houston has
one.
more.
Houston,
Seattle
and Houston.
But Houston, they love Davis Mills, and they're running with them.
Davis Mills is the fucking
Yeah, I mean, they're going to try. I like Davis Mills. He's
Nobody
smart.
really has nothing to offer us. And
Hey, Joseph
Jared
Verda-
Goff, we would be starting over from scratch.
Yes, we would.
Exactly.
And I don't think
That bothers me too. I think that bothers me too. And I actually said the only thing we should do with that last practice squad roster spot that we haven't filled yet, because you're allowed to have 16. I've said it 100 times. I've said it on Detroit Lions and the Prowl in the offseason. UDFA Eric Barriere out of Eastern Washington University. Look the kid up. 6'2", 218 pounds. He threw for over 5,000 yards, ran for 1,800. He had a total of 74 touchdowns for EWU.
You know what's
in
going to
a
happen?
defensive place.
Oh, no. I'm going to see it in person. Darnold's already hurt. Yep. Baker's going to get hurt behind that crappy O-line. P.J. Walker already did it to us. Carolina goes and gets Eric Barriere, and then he lights us up.
Talking about
what team was he waived from? Isaiah Weston.
Name sounds familiar.
According to the scouting report, they said 6'2" and 218. Oh, look at this. It's another one of our favorite GMs, Matt Millen in the Decade of Despair. Hey, guys, I would cut Goff after this year and trade Swift to sign a wide receiver. Can't trade Swift. It's a contract year.
Oh, Weston's a wide receiver. We don't need him. He's on Cleveland's IR, I think.
Matt Millen.
Isaiah Weston was that one I told you about, big wide receiver with the 10 RAS that was a late rounder?
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, Matt Jones also had a 10 RAS. Remember Matt Jones?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Matt Jones.
White, tall, gumpy, slow quarterback for the Arkansas, I thought. Or was it Bama? It was Arkansas.
Might have been Arkansas.
Yes, the Razorbacks.
Yeah.
I was just saying what his scouting report said. It said 6'2" and 214. Is what it is.
So where are y'all from in Michigan?
I'm from Bay City.
Bay City? Okay.
Dom is in the mean streets of Livonia. Mount Clemens over here. Yep. Genesee County for Richard Head. And you're over in Grand Rapids area?
I'm in Jackson.
Jackson, okay.
Oh, okay.
Center of the state.
Hey, boo to Mount Clemens. Boo to Mount Clemens.
Mount Clemens is a good time.
I used to play in the MAC Red Conference.
All right.
And at the time it was Sterling Heights, Stevenson, Utica, Eisenhower, Chippewa Valley.
Daniel Sims comes in and says Battle Creek.
I just live here, but I actually went to Lance Cruz schools when I was in high school.
Oh, okay. Lance Cruz North or Lance Cruz?
Lance Cruz. They call it Central at the time.
They have high school?
Yeah, Lance Cruz.
I went to Port Huron Northern.
That's a good school.
That was.
I used to
Yeah,
mess with a chick in the Coast Guard that lived in Marysville.
Hey, Coach,
Okay.
tell them what your team did last night.
Oh man, y'all don't even want to. So first off, the first game of the season, we played Eaton Rapids. We played Eaton Rapids at Eaton Rapids. We beat them 28-6.
Nice.
So
Nice.
in comes Ann Arbor Father Gabriel Richard.
Gabriel Richard.
And yeah, and we blanked them 28-0.
Oh shit! You played Richard? Oh
Nice.
damn!
Yeah.
Gabriel
Yeah.
Richard.
My
That's,
brother-in-law went to Richard.
Gabriel
Yeah,
Richard,
so-
also known as the high school of when white met bread.
We should give Todd Walsh a call, get you to be assistant.
Yeah. Hey, but you know what? You know what's the best part of all of that? We sit on top of the I-8 right now, ahead of Jackson Lumen Christie, ahead of Coldwater, ahead of Hastings, ahead of Marshall.
Okay.
Yeah,
A bunch of my buddies from college are from Hillsdale,
okay. Yeah, I believe Hillsdale is
right by Coldwater.
SEC.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Right by Coldwater.
Yeah, yep.
But congratulations, 2-0, good start to the season. Keep it up, Coach.
Yeah.
There was an O lineman
Hey.
that was in the NFL for a while that went to Hillsdale College.
Oh, I
What was
wouldn't
his
doubt
name?
it. Those some big boys out there.
Robert
Corn-fed
Gallery,
boys.
maybe?
Valdir, whatever.
Yeah,
Robert
that was
Gallery.
Valdir. Yep.
That being said, I love this, guys. Let's hear some final thoughts. Dan Leonard, what do you think?
I don't fucking know, dude.
All right. Big Dan, what's your final thought for tonight? What do you want to talk about?
I'm just excited for week 1 of the season because I'll be there, as you know, tailgating with you guys. I don't know who else is going to the game, if anybody, but it'd be cool to see you guys there.
I'll be there.
Sweet.
I'm still
Coach.
waiting to see if I can get some cheap tickets.
Coach Mike Oram, Mark Oram, Big Dan, Dom, and myself are going to be tailgating pregame at the Easter Market. Come on down. I'm going to do the pregame show live.
Nice.
Yeah.
I might have tickets and not even make it in.
Damn.
Yeah, if you have tickets and you get there, I won't be streaming the game because I'll take them off your hands
There you go.
if you can't get in.
Yeah, we're just actually gonna go on tailgate. We're not gonna even go to the game. We got a big TV out there. We got the fire stick systems out there. So
Yeah, I was going to do that all last year, but they said no to tailgating in Easter Market.
No, that's because the blue light tailgating crew got it back.
Oh, I
So
thought
it's-
it was like because of a COVID spike.
Nope. And it's $25 a person to do it down there, and they do the same thing. They got the big TV, they tailgate, they party. All of them go in. I'm going to offer to do security. Hopefully, I get in for free.
Awesome.
Got to try. Why not?
$25 a person, all you could eat, food and booze there. Hell yeah. Better than
Hence why
buying
I
the-
might not make it into the game.
Right. So
Hey.
bring your tablets, bring whatever. I'm going to make sure I add extra hotspot to my phone so we can stream out there.
right.
Nice.
Hey, if any of you guys are coming to the Michigan game tomorrow, I'm gonna be at the Michigan game and the Lions game. www.wolverlion.com has been launched. I'm gonna be out there selling T-shirts, man, and yeah, man. If you a Michigan Wolverine on Saturday and the Detroit Lion on Sunday, wolverlion.com is for you, man. That's the truth. It's the truth.
You got to get one Wolverine shirt there, Dom. A Hutch one.
I did see. I think I'm probably going to order it. It's a half Lions, half Michigan Hutch jersey. The Wolverine half is yellow, which I don't. Maybe they wore those once.
Yeah, 1 year. I think it was during the Brady Hoke or Rodriguez era.
I think maybe more recently than that. Either way, I don't know. Final thoughts.
Yeah, final thoughts on everything.
I looked and looked and looked for several months now, and I have not seen a rating amongst NFL cornerbacks for Amani Oruwariye that I even remotely agree with. Like, I haven't seen him even, maybe one list had him in the top 30, which is complete bullshit. Because he finished tied for second or tied for third in interceptions.
Tied for third in interceptions.
I don't know who else was up there besides Diggs.
5th in passes defended and 7th in QBR and yards against.
Right, and he's not getting burnt like toast like Trayvon Diggs.
Apple.
Like he's the best corner in the NFL that no one's talking about. This year, I actually see him maybe taking a small step down, but Okudah taking a step up. And by year's end, I swear it, that's a top 5 cornerback tandem in the NFL. And I think that's another part of the reason that we win against the Eagles, because Oruwariye and Okudah, maybe they don't have better games overall, but one of them makes a big play. Remember the last good cornerback we had? I think that was his nickname.
Big play Slay.
Oruwariye had a game-sealing interception last year, did he not?
Yeah, against the Green Bay Packers Week 18.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because I'm still waiting for Rodgers to get hurt so we can see the Jordan Love Bakery specializing in turnovers.
Oh my gosh, cheese-flavored turnovers.
Yes.
You know what? Okudah and Oruwariye are both 6'1", and I think that's going to be a problem.
Oruwariye is taller than that.
Who remembers the Silver Rush? Starting with the youngest on that team.
Silver Rush.
Wasn't that Doug English?
Yeah, that was
That
was in the 80s.
Yeah, it was Doug. That was during Billy Sims' time.
Yep, it was a defensive line. It was Doug English and oh gosh.
Was that part of Another One Bites the Dust team? And
Yeah,
then
the 84
Spider-Man
year.
single, and then we didn't win another game, barely.
Yep. I dug out an old bumper sticker I had, and it's my profile pic. That's awesome.
Nice.
That's the other final thought. Aaron Glenn, because I'm worried. I think it's safe to say we're probably all worried about when, not if, we lose Aaron Glenn, correct?
Correct.
Yeah. Yeah.
He says he wants to be the best defensive coordinator in Lions history, correct? We've all heard him say that.
So he has to beat the defensive coordinator. He has to beat the defensive coordinator that was Wayne Fontes in recent history, correct?
Monty Clark, was that it?
No, Monty Clark was the head coach
former
before.
head coach.
Yep.
No, shit. Yeah, who is that guy? Damn.
I mean,
Bring back the Silver Rush. I think they are bringing back the Silver Rush with Hutch and Harris. We saw a glimpse of it there in that first drive when Trubisky got sandwiched like a Malachi Crunch.
Oh gosh, you put Brian and Hutch side by side together.
Hutch and Harris have developed quite a good chemistry throughout camp and practice.
I like
He is
that lineup.
finally healthy, and he is an absolute dog.
Yep. And you can rotate him in for until Levi comes back at the interior with Aleem next to him. And then, of course, Michael Brockers being a run stuffer that just stops someone at the line because he can't get past it.
Absolutely flatlines. He's going to play until he's absolutely gassed.
Yeah,
and
you
even
saw
if he's
that.
not getting pressure, he's getting double teams.
Yeah, look at the end of that practice when he was playing. He just looked. He goes, "Oh man, my legs are cramping already." He goes, "Let's go."
Great. The bar has been set at 20 for sacks between Harris and Hutchinson. Watch Harris get
Bryant. You throw in Bryant, that should
I'm
be
just
about
saying, just
25.
those two.
It's 25 to
Just those
28. I'm saying you throw in Bryant, 25 to 28.
25, yeah. Well, Harris
There's
is ending up with
a lot of half
13.
sacks in there.
Hutch only gets 7 because he gets 6 in the first 3 weeks and then gets double teamed the rest of the year.
Well, guys, it's getting late. As you can see, the street lights have came on. The bugs are coming out. Yay.
There's going to be a lot of half sacks in there.
I love
Paul
you guys.
Pasqualoni.
I want to end this the way I do every show. Try every day to be a better person than you were the day before, because that's the only way we can make the world a better place, is starting within you. So please, if you haven't yet, go out there, find me on YouTube, subscribe, like, and share this with all the Lions fans and all the Lions pages you've ever been on. You can find me. I share it on the Lions Nation Unite app. You can find me on Twitter at Smokin Jeremy B. And you can also find me on the Motor City Kneecap Biters page. And also, I help admin the Detroit Lions on the Prowl page. So you can find me everywhere.
He's everywhere.
Yes,
That
sir.
being said, thank you for watching Kneecap Biting on Smokin Jeremy B. And if you guys want to, we can stay on and back chat.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I'm always down.
Yeah.